Well, earlier, my colleagues Anne-Marie Green and Vladimir Duthier asked Peter Van Sant if Nichols had ever told investigators Rhonda may have jumped.
No, he did not. And during the course of the interview, he says that's going to be on the longer piece. He says, well, they never asked me about suicide. So this is all ex post facto. At this point, Nichols is trying to get custody of his 9-year-old daughter that he had with Rhonda, and that's what he's hoping for at this point. And so the story seems to have evolved over time, and authorities will be watching the show very carefully to see how his story has changed, because it could affect whether he gets custody of his child.
You've been doing this for a long time. When you sat down to do this interview, did you expect this outcome?
I did not. We knew that he was going to give us fresh details of what had happened, but he'd been pretty consistent with his story. But once this turned into what appeared to be, what he was suggesting as suicide, and then later in the course of the interview, he even suggests that when he got to her, he climbed down 150 feet, got to her, she was still alive, that he may have finished her off, is something never before said by Stephen Nichols.
And he sort of chuckled a little when he said that. I mean, what was his demeanor like throughout that whole interview?
Stephen has a very odd personality and inappropriate smiles and laughter. He said during the course of this, you know, I want to save some of this, maybe if somebody wants to write a book about this or make a movie about this. So it is what it is, but it was what I'd always wanted in this story, a no-holds-barred interview.
No lawyer.
No lawyer, and we really get into it in the course of this hour.
I gotta ask you one more question. I know you mentioned the whole, custody of his child. Is that why he did this interview? Because I can't figure out how he benefits from this.
I think Stephen believes he's always the smartest person in the room and that he can convince anyone who he talks to of his story. And so he's been very open with us throughout, and we'll see where this leads.
So fascinating.
Yep.
I can't wait to watch it. Peter Van Sant, thank you very much as always.
Thank you.